phony here. How'd you know it couldn't storm?
The forecast from the Weather Bureau. Say, and that should interest you, Meteora, because the Bureau's got the largest staff of weather psychiatrists in the world. You like to see the clinic they've set up at Suitland, Maryland?
A clinic for me, Mr. Scientist?
Call the National Weather Analysis Center, operated by the United States Weather Bureau.
More than 200 specialists working in shifts around the clock, covering present and future weather from sea level to the stratosphere, clear around the world. Each day they turn out 142 different charts. How do they do it? Well, like doctors everywhere, they get their dope directly from the patient. In this case, teletype data from the entire northern hemisphere. Humidity readings, temperature, wind velocity, air pressure, snow, sleet, rain. 375,000 reports each day from more than 5,000 different places.
The reports arrive in an ingenious code.
International weather language.
This is a typical code message. It reads exactly the same to a weatherman in Milwaukee, Moscow, or Timbuktu. Every few hours, reports are transcribed on an isobaric chart in the form of numbers and symbols.
Isobaric chart, that's a weather map to you and me. And we've got one right here. Let's use it, huh?
All right.
Here we are.
Now, any meteorologist can tell at a glance what the weather was at any point in this whole vast, gigantic area.
Told you it was a phony. All they got there is old weather.
True, Boreas, but without old weather, the medicos couldn't even make a start at diagnosing new weather.
You know, maybe this isobaric chart of yours is a little complicated. Couldn't we show them how the weather experts make a map right from scratch?
Well, let's do it.
The first step is to record all the data, like this. Next, we draw these lines called isobars, meaning equal pressure, connecting those places that reported the same air pressure readings.
When the isobars form closed curves, as they often do, the centers of the curves with high pressure readings are marked high, and the centers of the curves with low pressure readings marked low.
These highs and lows are pretty important to the diagnosis because under a high, the weather's more often than not fair, and under a low, more often than not cloudy.
But the most important thing is that air tends to flow from a high pressure area to a low one.
And what's more, highs and lows don't just stand still. Know where the highs and lows are today, and you got a pretty fair idea of tomorrow's weather 600 miles to the east.
That's right, and also of tomorrow's winds, because around a high, they invariably turn to the right, and around a low to the left.